here at the Romney Centre we have got a range of therapies and therapists, and it's my great pleasure to have Iain Lightfoot with me today, who is, well,
Hello.
I'm not going to tell them about you, you tell them about you.
Thank you. I've been working here at the Romney Centre for a number of years now. I've been involved with hypnotherapy for probably about 6 or 7 years, and when I came and located in the area, I was looking for somewhere centrally based to really take root and develop my practice. So I was very lucky enough to have met Gloria, and I've been working here happily ever since. Yeah.
And you work very differently from me. I mean, I think we're both similarly qualified as clinical hypnotherapists, correct me if I'm wrong, but you have stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me about your stuff.
Absolutely. You know, I suppose from my background, I've always been looking at that continual professional development, and I believe really strongly in it. And although I'd reached a period where I felt that my practice was successful, the therapy was successful, I was reaching the kind of success rates that would be expected from a therapy, and certainly in getting that change from people that wanted the change and that you'd expect the change from. But I wanted to still make those improvements, I suppose, provide a better experience, or for me a bit of experience. I was working predominantly near the doorway, and I wanted, with hypnotherapy, I wanted something that would exclude the kind of noise. So I looked at headsets, and I looked at ways to, I suppose, bring myself technologically further forward, being an ex-engineer, and I found a monitor that can tell us how emotionally aware somebody is, and I found a really nice little audio mixer that I play some relaxing music and have it on their ears and take them into an immersive different world. So for me that works really, really well, but I know you work quite differently.
I'm very much a Luddite and a technophobe. I work au naturel. I don't use anything other than me, and it works well for me. I couldn't have headphones and monitors and things to think about, otherwise I wouldn't be able to focus on the patient. So, but it is really interesting. I'm considerably older than you, so I'm allowed to be a technophobe, I think. The other thing we've got in common is coaching, which I mean, I've come across. I mean, I train hypnotherapists, and a lot of the hypnotherapists are either NLP or coaching trained.
Yeah.
What came first, the coaching or the hypnotherapy?
It was definitely coaching, without doubt. You know, being from my background, I was pretty much coaching full time, and you know, the performance gains, professional performance gains that people were getting were incredible through coaching. But I was using visualization. I think a lot of coaches, when they look at a different kind of tool set they can use, they kind of dip into NLP and think, okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of clean language, and to suit the client at the time. But when I was using visualization, I was getting the results were incredible. And so when I realised that actually what was happening was a state of hypnosis, and that's why the results were amazing, I never went back. But yeah, coaching is absolutely a passion. I still coach now. I've got quite a lot of people that I see very regularly, and it's a real love, and I've taken my coaching all the way through from the ILM route all the way through to doctorate, so I really enjoy it.
The other thing that's very useful about you is you also examine our hypnotherapy students right up to postgraduate level. So how do you get this sort of breadth into running a small family as well? Because you've got small people, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a number of children, 2 of which are under 3 currently, and you've got to maximise life. You know, you've got a set amount of time, and I think if you're doing what you feel passionate about and what you enjoy, it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like, this is great, I'm just doing what I really enjoy. And I think you do look back and wonder how you have time to do everything, but no, I wouldn't stop. It's part of who I am. There'll be another project coming on, and we move forward. Yeah, it's good. But you don't just do hypnotherapy. I mean, you're coaching, hypnotherapy, you're a trainer. I mean,
I trained as a psychotherapist initially, but I'm all right now. And then coaching, hypnotherapy, NLP, and of course I teach. I'm a master trainer in clinical hypnotherapy training, so I teach postgraduate level, and that brings me a great deal of joy. and my students teach me something all the time. So.
You also, I mean, although we both work with individuals, and I'm working with some organisation. You've worked with quite large organisations as well.
Yeah, I've gone into organisations and recruited and trained a coaching bank, an internal coaching bank, and then trained supervisors. So I've made myself redundant, which probably wasn't a good move. But actually, supervision is one of my passions these days. So training supervisors and supervising supervisors takes up quite a lot of my time. And these days, I think there's a lot of people looking to develop and self-actualise, as Maslow put it, in lots of ways. And I think there's a work-life balance, like we've just been talking about. I mean, a coach, I wouldn't have expected you to have done anything other than juggle several balls, but a lot of people have trouble with that, and they don't want to go to a therapist, but they'll come to a coach. So what I do is integrative, really, and I'll take an assessment session and see whether I think the person is looking for therapy or coaching, or which I guess you do something similar, really. But you get into organisations as well, don't you? Haven't they tempted you back to your roots?
I turned it down actually, but no, I mean I left a big organisation to really get in and help people, and I've got to feel authentic to that. But still I keep my hand in and do go and work with large organisations. There's a different type of satisfaction from it. But I think going back to the point you made a couple of seconds ago, what's great about the Romney Centre is the fact that we are coaches and therapists, but within the building as well there's so many more differing kind of talking therapies, from sports, tissue massage, physical pain relief, all the way through to counsellors.
And the craniosacral therapist, has she done your head yet? That was really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got all sorts of, she specialises in babies just after birth, but she's actually done my head, and it released quite a lot of tension around my jaw. So I home in on people if ever they've got 10 minutes free here or there, just to try things out, which is great here, isn't it?
Yeah, when Emma came, I certainly jumped at the chance, and I thought that's a really bad way of putting it, but the reflexology, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and that
really
nutritionist, whose name I've forgotten at the moment, but she is really interesting to talk to. There's not much she doesn't know. So so we're working in the best place to stay healthy, aren't we?
Absolutely. And do you know what? I think that although I'm a big believer in energy, as you know, and to say that we get so many people coming through the front doors with so many different life problems, those life-changing of bereavement, grief, trauma, PTSD, etc., and we get other people coming for performance enhancement, actually the centre is so positive. You'd think sometimes that with the kind of those negative things that come in, it could feel a bit heavy, but it's like there is a life force within the centre, and it really wants to, I suppose, help people and change, and it is an exciting place to work.
And I don't know about you, but there's not a day that I leave here without going, oh, I love my job.
Absolutely. It doesn't, it is a number of years ago since we met, but it just seems like yesterday, and that's not because life goes quickly, it's because I love what I do, and that everybody here loves what we do.
And it shows, doesn't it?
Absolutely it does, without doubt.
So if you would like to find out a little bit more about the lovely Iain Lightfoot, you've got your own website, which is Thought Lounge.
thoughtlounge.co.uk.
And Boring Old Me is on the Romney Centre website. I haven't got much else going on at the moment. So if we can ever help you in any way, or you want to ask any questions, even if they are a little unusual.
No silly questions. Absolutely not.
We're open.
Definitely.
Give us a call.
Thanks very much. Thank you.